Alright, we are back for another Cities of Sigmar painting tutorial, and this is the second to last video in the series. And so we're doing Tempest Eye today. And I'm going to use a couple colors at once here and do a little bit of blending. So I'm going to start with Gryph-hound Orange, contrast paint. Then I'm going to use some Garagax Sewer, contrast paint. And then I'm going to use a little bit of Skeleton Horde. And that, I think, will be it for the first step. So I'm going to open all three of those so I can get them ready for the blending. Oh, I need to shake this last one. There we go. All right, they're all open. I'm going to get my brush, get it wet to start with, and then start with the orange. And I'm just going to apply that all over the wood of the shield. And I left my brush wetter than I normally would so that this paint will take a little bit longer to dry and we'll be able to blend it for longer. So I'm just being careful to avoid the filigree and the central diamond there. So now with that orange on, I'm just going to wipe my brush off and then get some Garagax Sewer. And I'm just going to come in and kind of blend that down from the top. Try to keep it off that central bit if I can. A little darker up here. There we go. And then rinse my brush off, get some Skeleton Horde, and just put a little bit of it down at the bottom here on the orange. And then there's just a little bit too much orange up here, so I'm just going to bring the brown down again, wipe it off that central area if I see it. It should be fine. And then bring a little bit more orange in, right in here. And there we go. That's a more or less symmetrical blend. Got some brown coming down in here, some brown coming down in here, going to orange, and then we have Skeleton Horde down here. Skeleton Horde doesn't really show up on camera, it seems, but I promise you, you can see the difference in real life. Just kind of tones the orange down, basically. So yeah, that's the blend. You just kind of use your colors and work them back and forth until you're happy with what it looks like, and I'm basically happy with what it looks like. We are going to darken this down with some Agrax after it's all dry to make it look more like the example. But for now, I'm going to let this all dry. Then I'll come back and we'll do the next step. All right, we are back, and our colors we just used are still drying, but I'm just going to quickly put a layer of Apothecary White over the central diamond here. I got a little bit of brown spill over onto the central diamond here. I'm not super worried about it, though. I'm just going to draw the gray here up into that area, and that'll be fine. With the transfer on there, that'll work for me, since I don't really feel like going back over it with Wraithbone and then repainting and all that. So I'll let that dry and everything else dry, or keep drying, and then we'll come back and we will probably do the metals. All right, we are back, and we're going to move on to our metal now. For this, we're going to start with Hoplite Gold from the Speedpaint 2.0 line. And I've already got some out here on a palette. So I'm just going to paint all our filigree with this color. And then we'll come back after with some polished silver and do all the rivets. I've also got to put a little bit of Reichland Flush Shade on this thing. Not all the shields have the purity seals, but some of them do. And I've just been doing them all in Reichland Flush Shade. I haven't been doing anything else to them, but if you wanted to step it up a little bit, the next thing to do would be to take some like Gorgrunta fur or Sigor brown or something like that, and just do little tiny scribbles on them, basically, to show that they had little bits of writing on them. But for now, I will let that dry, then we will come back and do the next steps. All right, we are back, and during the break, I did what I said I was going to do. I applied polished silver, Speedpaint 2.0, to all the rivets, and I did Reichland Flush Shade Citadel Shade Paint to the Purity Seal. So now, I'm going to take some Agrax Earth Shade, and I'm going to apply this basically all over the shield, except for the Purity Seal and the Central Diamond. This is just going to darken down the whole thing, make it look more similar to the picture on the community site, and help that blend really come together into a cohesive thing. And I'm just going to make sure we get enough shade all up in the cracks here. There we go. And a little bit more around that rivet there. And there we go. So right about now, you should be seeing the finished product with that nice bright blue transfer in the middle. Hopefully that'll really make the shield pop. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. And I will see you on the next one.